Hello friends, welcome to Right Clicks with Saravana. This week the topic is time boxing. Whether it is in our professional life or in family life, we have a lot of tasks to complete in a day or in a week or over a month. So what we do prepare a daily work plan or a to-do list. A to-do list might be having 15 items to be completed in a day, and we start our day. Sometimes we do prioritize also in our to-do list, and we start working for the whole day. But by the end of the day, we observe that, we ended up in not completing that to-do list. Not only that, we also realize that we have ended up doing the easiest tasks, leaving out the critical or the important but not so urgent works. So this always happens, and many a time this leads to frustration. We are planning, I am preparing the to-do list, I am prioritizing my tasks, even then I am not in a position to complete the works. The reason is simple: the time. The time is the scarcest resource. So we need to really manage our times. There are a lot of time management techniques prescribed over the centuries. But in my opinion, I find time boxing as one of the very effective tools to improve your productivity and efficiency. So now, what is time boxing? Very simple. It's nothing but migrating your to-do list into your calendar by allocating a specific chunk of time for every task. So friends, time boxing your task has many advantages, but in my opinion, the most important advantage is number one, focus. It automatically prioritizes your tasks. When you are allotting chunk of time, you end up naturally prioritizing your most important works, giving them slightly more time, and also maybe in the morning time itself so that it can be completed. That is the number one. And the second one is, first things first. The most important works automatically gets prioritized, or maybe in the morning itself. Okay. And the third is, as Brian Tracy has written in his book, eat that frog. So don't procrastinate. There are many works could be really unpleasant. You may not be very keen to do, but you need to do to improve your productivity and efficiency. So by having time boxing, you end up fixing specific time for that particular work, so that will avoid procrastination. Fourth one is, time boxing helps in avoiding the Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law is basically, it says your work expands as per the availability of time to complete it. So if you have not time boxed it, maybe you might be completing that particular work in 2 hours. But if you have time boxed it specifically in 45 minutes, then you will avoid distractions, you will be more focused, and actually there are chances that you will be completing that work in 45 minutes itself. So you will definitely be in a position to manage this Parkinson's law very effectively. Number 5 is avoiding distractions. Having time boxing means one particular work in a particular time interval without distractions. So that means you are not multitasking. Friends, let me tell you, multitasking is a very bad managemental principle. Multitasking, in fact, confuses your brain and it affects your productivity up to 40%. So what we really need to do is the task switching, one task at a time, then switch to another task. So that exactly is nothing but time boxing only. Multitasking puts unnecessary cognitive tax on your brain, and that affects the productivity. So only when you are without distractions, completely focused on a work, you will be in the so-called the flow state. And it has been scientifically proved, when you are in the flow state, your productivity goes up by at least 5 times. That's huge. Number 6 is avoiding perfectionism. Looking to be perfect in everything is really good. But there are many times when we start a work, you don't complete that work because you try to, bring more perfection and perfection. So many a time being done is better than perfection actually. So now having a time boxing method helps you in setting the time limits. So that helps in avoiding that perpetual perfectionism, idea. Rather, getting things done. You will focus on that. Number 7, avoiding unproductive meetings. Especially in your professional life, this is very, very critical. If you don't have any set time limits, then your meeting times, it will be so flexible. Instead of doing a meeting in 1 hour, you will be doing it in 3 hours. Number 8, time boxing, putting your, using a calendarized time boxing method helps in sharing your calendar with your colleagues. And what is the use of it? Your colleagues will come to know about your priority areas, how much time you are giving to what kind of tasks. So naturally, the similar kind of importance also will be given by your teammates. So that's a huge advantage. So friends, by adopting this time boxing, you will have more control over your time, and you will decide what to do, when to do, by avoiding distractions in the particular time interval. So friends, if you are really keen to improve your productivity and efficiency, just time box your to-do list. That's all in this video. Until I see you next week, bye-bye.